I have a pretty big personal update for you guys. Now, I'd like to start off by saying I've told you guys from the get-go that I'm going to do this journey, do my best to do it without any weight loss surgeries, without any weight loss meds, like stay natural. If some of you remember, a little over a month ago, I told you about a medical test that I had done that I was really upset about the results in. I can't believe I didn't find this out until I was 25, almost 26 years old. My testosterone levels are dangerously low. Like, I had less than a quarter of the minimum that a man my age should have.
This medal of honor that I guess we artificially give out for people doing it the natural way, the right way, I think it's kind of overrated. We are not always consciously aware of the consequences of the decisions that we make on a regular basis. And so sometimes we end up in a place that we were not trying to end up in. And in Ethan's case, to find himself in a body that he now has to live in after he's already established some habits that were not the most conducive to the shape that he wanted to eventually be in. And so in that time of not being completely aware, the habits have now been developed that make it an uphill battle to fight against the body that he's now in. And I'm not saying it's not a choice, but sometimes people don't realize the choices they have. And so if a person like that, a person like this needs some assistance, as long as there is an understanding that you have to develop some natural habits, that you have to understand the root cause of the decisions that you're making within your diet and your training and your nutrition and the activity that you do in the day, as long as there's that foundation, I don't see a problem getting some assistance. And so yes, point one is do all that you can naturally. But just because you got a tutor to help you in school, it doesn't take away from the final grade that you had to pass the test, to pass the class.
Having learned this a quarter of a century into my life, it made me think about how much that low level could have affected me growing up. It could be a big contributing factor to why I have always been so big and why I feel like crap after the gym.
Listen, I am not invalidating that, but more often than not, what people are quick to do is jump to saying that this was the cause of all of this the whole time, when in reality, it's more of like a revolving door of cause and effect. Most likely, the lower levels of testosterone were a symptom of the habits and choices that he was making that were contributing to an elevated body fat percentage. And feeling like shit, having poor nutrition, not getting enough sleep, all of those factors were contributing to the decrease in his testosterone production. And that decrease of his production led to inadequate recovery along with those other things. That decrease in production led to him feeling more lethargic, fueling the inactivity that would contribute to him gaining weight. And so good on Ethan for recognizing this now. Listen, him being real like this, Ethan, bro, we need more of that in the fitness industry. And so nobody ever should feel bad about needing some extra help. But you do need to understand why, and understand that the work and the habits outside of that help is something that you can continue to do. And that's it.